What is up, YouTube? We're here, we got it. Can-Am Maverick X3 XMR. It had been a while, wanted to get a new rig, looked around at all the different X3s, definitely knew I was going to stay with Can-Am. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on the X3 XMR. For what I do, I think it's just going to be the best all-around platform. Super stoked about it. This is the 64-inch model. I really like the 72, and everybody told me to get the 72 for what I do. This is just going to be what's best for me, and there's not too many differences between the two machines. I'll sacrifice some stability. You'll sacrifice and gain a few things in there. Anyway, I'll do a different video on that about the differences between the two, and this is just like a hey, finally got it video, so give you guys a little look around real quick. Love the accents, love the LED lighting. The roof was part of the deal. I drove really far to get it, so they gave me $500 in accessories. So I got the plastic roof. It'll be nice, keep the water off me, especially up here in Washington. I got the little device holder in here, which is cool. You can put your iPhone or your tablet in here, and it's like a little storage compartment, which is pretty cool. It's gonna come in super handy. And then the only other thing is I got with these retractable 4-point harnesses. Not fully installed yet, still working on that. Kind of took a break last night after the long haul home, but yeah, super cool machine. It's only got 0.5 hours on it, so it's literally brand spanking new. I love the accent lighting that comes with this thing. It's super sweet. Just makes it look evil. It's become the face of Can-Am. Things this model came with right out the gate: high clearance A-arms. You got a 4,500 pound super winch, the integrated front bumper, which is nice in case you bounce into anything. Obviously I need that for the winch too. You get your lower section of the door panels, which are really nice because it gives you that, you know, tucked in secure feel where it keeps the wind off you and everything when it gets cold out, so that's really nice. You get these engine and Cvt Snorkels, so you can go deep and it won't you know, mess you up or bother you. You ain't really got to worry about drowning your machine when you own it like this. These things are super sweet. Let's see what else you get. Obviously you get the high clearance arms in the back. You get the 30-inch ITP critted tires, which actually measure in at 28 inches. So that was kind of annoying, but they're super heavy. Anyway, I already ordered some Maxxis carnivores for it on 5.2 spacing, 14-inch rims to stop the rocks from digging apart the wheel wells in there. Highly recommended. People go with a 15-inch rim if you're going to get them. And then the 5.2 offset will probably bring this thing out to about, I'm thinking 67, 68 inches, which is about right where I want it. Reasons I went with this machine, vice the bigger one. I'm in the military, so I end up going all over the place, and I don't want to be in a situation where I can't ride on the trails because it's just too wide. Not to mention I drove them both at the dealership, and within a 60-yard test, stomping on the gas, I really couldn't tell a huge difference. I test drove them both because I wanted to make sure I was getting the right one. Test drove them both, and the early horsepower and, you know, the early grunt, low-end grunt is pretty very much the same, I want to say. Obviously when you get going faster speeds, you get to notice that big change in horsepower, but you can also buy the kits for this to you know, jump the horsepower up, and they're relatively cheap. I think it's like 1,300 bucks. You get yourself an intercooler that goes in the back here. You can get a ECU flash, and I don't think you need the fuel pump unless you plan on going over 172, but 172 would be fine in a model like this. I don't think you'd ever need any more like that, but we always say that, and then you always get that itch once you start adding horsepower. The intercooler will go right here, and it'll literally bolt right up, and you tube it in, and you'll be good to go in that. Super sweet machine, though. I'm stoked. It's really so comfortable. These racing seats are just friggin' awesome. I think somebody said they were made by the guy that designs the Ferrari seats. I mean, for stock seats, I don't know what more you could ask for. They hug you really well. They're super comfortable. I feel like you could ride in it all day and not, you know, get uncomfortable. Man, other things. I'm definitely going to do a lot of reviews on this, tell you what I like. what I don't like, what could be better. Obviously, I don't really care for the tires that much. They're great for the mud, I'm sure. But I ride a lot of trails, and I'm just planning on trading them out. Like I said, I'll get those carnivores. That's what I've been running for a while, and I'm super happy with them. I love these Qs3 Shocks because they're not fully adjustable, but they're just 3-way adjustable. And for the riding I don't, I'm not going to the dunes or doing any sort of racing, so it's nice being able to just click them. And then that's it. That's all you got to worry about. You can go from soft to hard in 10 seconds. You just go and hit them all and do your thing, and it runs the same front and back. And the both models run the same exact shocks as it is. So the only really difference is, the width, the horsepower, obviously. Let's see what else is different here. The cage, the whole roll cage and frame is obviously, this is black, which is like your standard base models all have that same frame, and the other ones are yellow. Other big differences, kind of sucks that this doesn't come with bead locks where the 72-inch Big Daddy does, but like I said, I already got bead locks on the way, so that doesn't really bother me too much. But some of you viewers that are thinking about getting the bead locks, they do not come on this model. But a lot of people say that they haven't had any issues, so I don't think you really got to worry about your tires slipping too much, but hell, you never know. So I already addressed that issue. Both of them come with I think you gain 1 extra inch of ground clearance with the bigger model too, which is nice. Like I said, I test drove them both, and just where I rode in that small little area, this was way more nimble and way more easy to drive. Didn't have to 3-point turn or nothing, where the 72, I had the 3-point turn like 3 or 4 times, and it was crazy because just that little bit of width seems to make a huge difference. You got the full locking front differential in this thing, which is probably one of my main selling points. If you listen, you can hear it. Listen for the click. That click right there, that was the lock-in diff, which is super cool. You got your trail and your mud mode. You got your DPS, which I think is awesome. The tri-mode power steering, minimum, maximum, medium, obviously. And get away from all that heat. Remember the old one, you had on this one, you had that cat that was all the way in the back, and it would just completely kill you in the summertime with the heat. You ain't got to really worry about that. And it's definitely quieter too. I know some people complain about the noise of the X3, but maybe it's the Snorkels. I swear I don't hear anything out of this thing. It sends everything in a different direction. So things I've already ordered for it, I got the OEM glass windshield coming with the wiper and the spray, so that'll be really cool. Super expensive, but everybody said it was well worth it. When they yeah, you get irritated about the price in the beginning, but once you have it, you're super stoked that was the one you bought. So I spent the bigger bucks and bought the OEM windshield, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Cool things that Can-Am does that just the other companies aren't doing. When you drive this thing, it's a fully welded frame. I swear it just feels so nice when you're driving it. It comes with a rear view mirror. Like, that's just awesome that they're doing that. Like, I mean, how hard is it to include a mirror? I think every company should be doing that, but they're just not doing it. And that just that's like a selling point for me. I'm like, oh, comes with a mirror, got it, gotta buy it. But not really, but that's super cool that it comes with it. I love how they move the engine to the back. The belt's super easy access. Probably took one out of the Razor book on that and started doing that. Much better design. Flows really nice. I heard this is a weak point. Probably gonna update those with some ZRPs when the time comes, but as of right now, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Probably gonna do a Borla exhaust on it, or Gibson. Probably a Gibson. I like the sound of the Gibson a lot better, and it's a little bit cheaper. But all in all, super stoked about the machine. Really happy with it. I know there's some other stuff that I really wanted to touch on that I forgot to talk about, but I'm definitely first video of many. Just kind of brought it home and wanted to do a little video on it. I'm really happy about it. If you're looking to get one, definitely the base XMR. It's not a slouch. It's definitely got a lot of power. Probably more than you'll ever need, really. I mean, unless you're opening it up in the mud, it's not for that. Which it's definitely. It's not geared lower, but I think it's programmed lower. So when you're in the when you're in the slop, then, you know, deep in the mud or whatever, it's going to get you through it. It's definitely, it's got a lot more low end grunt. The low in it is a lot lower than normal. And then the high, which is really cool, because I remember in my older Maverick, you had to switch between gears a lot. This machine, you can literally ride in high all the time. And it even tells you, the screen will tell you if, hey, you probably ought to switch to low if it senses that you're stressing out the belt at all. But I rode it in high for like 60 something miles, and I had no issues with it at all. Like I said, I went through everything, pros, cons. I didn't know which one I wanted to buy, and for what I do, I'm pretty stoked about this thing. I'm definitely gonna do a cool build on it, and, you know, keep throwing money at it. It's definitely gonna be a money pit for sure. Can't wait to take it out and give you guys real world reviews on it, and let you know what I actually, you know, think of it after, you know, a few hundred miles. See what the old girl's capable of. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Really looking forward to putting this thing through its paces. Give you guys another update as I build it. Definitely seeing in some of the videos. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped you guys out. See you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe.